And we'll put this one in. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. Boom. Okay. All right, guys, welcome back to my channel. So today what we have in store for you guys is something that has been asked many times. Don't really see a whole lot of videos on this, but I'm going to bring it to you because apparently a lot of people want to see it. Nobody's doing it. So here we go. Today's video is back-to-back 90s. Now, why do you need that? Well, lots of reasons. First of all, if you have two boxes, let's say in a span of 5 or 6 feet, probably a little more like 4, but regardless, you want to come out of one box, go, back up the box, go out another box, go back to a box. So basically it's like daisy chaining. It's where you really can't go straight through the studs into the box or what have you. What I have simulated here in this wall, I know it looks chinchy, but it's the same anywhere you go. The principle is the same on any conduit, whether it's half, 3, 1 inch, so on and so forth. You can do this with anything, all right? I'm gonna show you guys how to definitely make sure that you can do this, get it right, put it in the box, walk away from it knowing that you did a very good job. Now, this is just boxes that I had laying around, so the knockouts where the connectors are in a whole different spot where they're not supposed to be. One's in the middle, one's at the side, but you'll get the picture. I'm gonna show you exactly how to measure to get this exactly right. It's super, super easy. Now, I did set this up. You may get a completely different, you might get something like 31 and 9/16. Well, you're gonna have to measure that. But what I did here for this demonstration, I made it at 2 foot. So that way it's easy for me to do it in here because I don't have a whole lot of space. And you guys can see the gist of it. Super easy. Once you learn this, you can do it with any measurement. All right, let's jump right on in here. I'll show you exactly how to do it. All right, guys, so what we have here is the typical setup, basically. Not, you know, the studs and all, but so what we're gonna have to do with these two boxes, as you guys can see, I'm gonna try to stay out of the frame, and I'll make sure I can get you guys in the frame good. All right, so you see I have the connectors in the bottom of the boxes. Now what we're gonna have to do is take our tape measure, and you're gonna have to hook to the outside of the connector and measure to the outside of the other connector, all right? And you guys can see I did make it right at 2 foot, give or take a 1/16, but that's what we have, all right? And I also made them 16 inches above the ground. Now, I'm not gonna go 16 inches down because I don't know if I have that much conduit, so I'll probably go maybe like a foot down. So I'll have a foot stub, and I'll go the distance of 2 foot, and I'll come back up with another 2 foot stub or 12-inch stub, okay? So our measurement is 12 down, 2 foot in between them because we measure connector to connector, and then 12 inches back up, all right? Let's go ahead and bend this. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna bend my conduit, measure my 90 first, then we'll measure the 2 foot part, and then we'll bend to the other foot mark. All right, so what we're gonna do to get a 90, now if you don't know how to do that, check up in that corner up there, right somewhere in here, and you guys will see how to bend 90s on conduit. Now, we do know, right, that we needed a foot. So I take up on a 1/2 inch EMT bender's 5 inches. So we can either do one of two things. We can hold over 5 inches and then mark it at 12, or we can mark it at 7 and it'll be the same thing, correct? All right, so what we'll do, we'll go ahead and we'll bend this with the arrow right here. We'll have our foot at that point. Once we do that, we will come back and we will mark our 2 foot in between, and then we'll mark our other 12 inches. So we have our first mark. So I'm gonna write on this pipe so you guys know what I'm talking about. So this is a 12-inch stub. Now I know it's upside down to you guys, but it won't be when I come back. All right, 12-inch stub. This is the arrow right here. Arrow. Let's see if I can do it backwards. All right, arrow. That's where your arrow is going to go, and that's a 12-inch stub. So let's bend it and find out if that's the true fact. All right, now remember, this is where we put our arrow, right? So what we're going to have to do is we'll have to put the arrow right at your mark. All right, we'll layer down. You definitely want foot pressure. That's what that handle's for, is for your foot. So put your foot on there, use pressure. All right, we'll go ahead and we will bend it. It's good to have a level. All right, I can kind of see that it looks pretty good. Let me tweak it just a little bit. All right, there we go. I think that's pretty good. Now, what we need to do at this point is we need to get the 2 foot mark, okay? Now, I'm going to show you an easy way that I like to do it because pretty much you have everything or you have something like it somewhere around on your job site. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So like I mentioned, you can have anything on the job site that you can use a straight edge, all right? What I like to use is just a little piece of conduit here. Put it up against your 90 part, right? This will give you a straight edge all the way down through here. Now, you can do one of two things here, guys. You can use a star on your bender, or you can use the arrow. Now, if you use the arrow, the same thing applies. You have to use your 5-inch mark, okay? So you'll have to hold over 5 inches. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that in just a second. If you use a star, you just mark it right at 24. So what I mean by that, you'll put your 5-inch tape measure right here on this piece of conduit that you laid flat here. That way it'll give you your measurement that you need. All right, so what we'll do is we'll lay our tape measure right here, and we're going to mark 24 inches. Because that's our space we need. All right, and that's where we're going to put the front of our bender at right there. All right, now if you want to use a star on this bender, all you have to do is put this tape measure right here, put your mark at 24 inches, use the star, face the bender that way, and pull it up. Now, if you don't know how to use a star, guess what? There's a video up there in that corner somewhere, oh, somewhere over there, that you can watch to figure out how to use a star. All right, let's bend this sucker. Guys, if this video so far has given you any value, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. Let's bend this. All right, so we'll move our conduit out of the way. We'll get our bender ready. We will put, now, you gotta make sure, guys, that this bender, let me stop right there and show you something. This bender on the very top is flat. That means when it's flat, it's level. When you put your pipe in there, you're gonna have to make sure that this thing is laying flat, not one way or the other, flat. So you can make sure that your 90 is laying as level as possible, because you can tweak these after you screw them up a little bit, but they're awfully hard. So you want to try to make sure you get it as good as possible. You can use a level, which I'm not going to. I got a pretty good eyeball for the most part, especially with my glasses on. So anyway, let's bend this. We're gonna put this on the arrow, right? All right, my level, my bender is good and level. All right. All right, remember foot pressure, guys. That is the name of the game. All right, let's go ahead and bend this sucker. All right, we'll slide it. Foot pressure. Look, I don't know if you guys can see, you cannot. So I'm just using my thumb on top of the bender, and I'm pushing more foot pressure than anything. All right, now here's where you will put your level on top and see if it's level. I'm gonna go ahead and just guess, because I'm pretty close, I think. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now, let's see if it is indeed 24 inches between the marks. I'm not gonna take my bender out yet, but let's see. Well, golly. Guys, can you see that? I may be over just maybe a 3/16, but guess what? I can live with that. You can get that in your thing. And it could be that one of these bends is out. Actually, it kind of does look like it's out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, there we go. Now, let's cut this to length, and we'll put it in the boxes. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to stand this sucker up. So we'll take our tape measure, and we'll mark it at 12 inches. Right here. And then we'll cut it. This saw, guys, is amazing. I have links to stuff I'm using down below in the description if you guys want to check it out. Buy from there. I have a little store. You guys can help support my channel. Now, how do we know if this is level and all that jazz? Well, first of all, we want to ream it, because you'd never want to hand anybody a piece of conduit that's not reamed. Rip your hands all to pieces, and theirs too. Now, let's see if it's level. All right, and it's not. See how it's, right? So with 1/2 inch, you can pretty much manhandle it. All right, and you can just twist it. There we go. There we go. All right, so now we're back to normal. We can put it in the boxes. Let's go ahead and do that, and we'll see if this is a good fit or not. All right, so with the conduit bent, let's read what it says. Like and subscribe. Okay, I don't know who put that on there, but anyway, let's go ahead and put it in and make sure everything works. Beautiful. Let's see here. There we go. Now, I believe we got her. It looks pretty decent. Good job, guys. All right, let's talk about this and close this video out. All right, so you guys may say, oh, there's a whole lot of pausing going on. Well, there was. But you see, I don't have nothing sturdy to put on. I mean, when I first put the conduit in, had sucker come down on me because I really don't have anything in here to brace it on anymore. I have to use this door to get my motorcycle in and out. Regardless, guys, you saw it, it's in there. Guys, if you have any future videos that you'd like me to do, definitely leave a comment down below. Hit me up by email, join my Facebook group. All the stuff that I used or mentioned will be down in my Amazon link, so you guys can check that out. I have a store there, all my stuff, all my good stuff that I've used or I have. And anything in my store is definitely what I recommend 100% because I either have it or I've used it. Guys, if you like what you see here, like and subscribe. God bless, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.